Hello. I've gotten better, all better, mostly better, almost 100%, except for the occasional cough and stuffy nose. In fact, I think I can quite comfortably say that the only thing causing me any amount of pain in my life at the moment would be reading this fanfic. So, yeah, without further ado, chapter 26, Homespun. It starts with me, Vuri, Ed, Double D, and Eddie walking up to the loud house. I knock on the door, and Lincoln answers it. "Hey guys, come on in," Lincoln greets. "So, what's happening, Lincoln?" asks Eddie. "Just doing my chores for the day," says Lincoln. "Snoresville," responds Eddie. "Need some help?" I ask. What a nice guy. "A crash is heard." "Ah, dang it," exclaims Laurie. In the kitchen, Lincoln is taking out the trash when we hear Laurie scream. "Sounds like someone got trapped in the bathroom again," says Lincoln. "Uh-oh," says Rui. Upstairs, Lainey runs out of her room and towards the bathroom. "Is everything okay in there?" What a great sister. "Is everything okay in there?" asks Lainey. Inside the bathroom, Lori, wearing a bathrobe and towel on her head, is holding the doorknob to the bathroom door, which just broke off. She growls at this. Broke off. It's not exactly easy to do that. Maybe she's got super strength from her powers. "No, I'm locked in the stinking bathroom. Now let me out. Bobby's coming over to study and..." Study? Okay. "And I only have 3 hours to get ready." Study. I mean, she doesn't exactly. Whatever. Lainey tries to open the door, but the knob broke off and sees through the hole. Lori struggles to open the bathroom door when suddenly she slips. She grabs hold of the shower curtain, but it rips off. The pole holding the curtain bonks Lori on the head. Lori growls even louder as the string of events. My bad. Lainey bashes through the door. "Hang on, Lore." Lainey falls down a hole in the bathroom floor. Eee. What the fuck is happening? I catch Lainey as she fell. Wonderful. What is happening? So Lori broke off the door handle on the inside of the door. Then Lainey broke off the door handle on the outside of the bathroom. So Lainey decides to break through the door, but she falls through a hole in the bathroom floor, which is there apparently. Did that happen when Lori fell? What the hell? It's strange because this appears to be an original chapter by James Knudsen himself, but it's confusing so far. I catch Lainey as she fell. "Are you all right, Lainey?" Oh, here it comes. Are you all right, Lainey? I ask. "Yes, JD. Thanks to you." And it's a little different, but I'll take a thank you. Says Lainey. "This house is literally falling apart," says Lori. Lori's right. With 12 kids, 4 pets, and 2 parents, and also a bird, giant humanoid bird. Is that one of the 4 pets? I doubt it. And 2 parents who insist on fixing everything themselves. Our house is a bit of a, how do I put this nicely? Disaster. What do you mean the 2 parents insist on fixing everything themselves? One of the kids is literally a handyman who constantly fixes things in the show, doesn't she? I'll admit I don't watch it, but whatever. Lana, right? It's Lana who does all the fixing? It sounds like you guys. Anyways, our house is a bit of a, how do I put this, disaster, says Lincoln to the viewers. It sounds like you guys have a lot of house problems, I say. Wonderful observation skills. Yep, responds Lincoln. Flashback to Lana and Lola brushing their teeth. You've got the faulty water pressure, says Lincoln in a voiceover. Lana puts her mouth under the faucet and turns the water pressure on, but nothing comes out. Lola is ticked off at Lana's uncouth method of rinsing her mouth. I'll go borrow some water from Charles's bowl, says Lana, leaving the bathroom. Try to have a little dignity. Lola is cut off. As Lola was talking, the increased water pressure from the pipes breaks loose, spewing water onto Lola, flinging her into the trash can. Flashback to Luna arriving home late at night with her music equipment. And the creaky floorboards, says Lincoln. As Luna enters the house, she gives a hang loose hand gesture and what? And tiptoes over to the staircase. She steps on the first step, making a loud creaking sound. This alerts Lynn Sr., scaring Luna. "Lori, Lenny, Luan?" asks Lynn Sr. Don't forget about the rotting wood, says Lincoln. Luna tries to grab hold of the handrail, but the entire staircase breaks apart. As Luna stands back up, Lynn Sr. flashes a light at her. Luna! Exclaims Lynn Sr. Flashback to Lincoln adding the finishing touches to a model pirate ship. Then there's the clunky furnace, says Lincoln. Lincoln has just added the captain on the ship. Well, Captain, after 13 weeks of careful construction, your ship is finally ready. As Lincoln looks on with pride, the furnace begins rattling. As Lincoln holds his model ship in fear, the furnace spews out some soot, covering Lincoln with it and damaging his model ship. I thought it was going to burn. Flashback to Lynn Sr. adjusting the TV antenna on a windy day. And the crummy TV signal, says Lincoln. Inside the house, the kids are complaining that the TV is fuzzy again. Rita is outside putting pillows on a trampoline just in case Lynn Sr. falls off. A sheet of foil lands on Lynn Sr.'s face, blinding him. His vest gets caught on the TV antenna, causing him to get tangled in the antenna. Something's got me, exclaims Lynn Sr., panic-stricken. Inside the house, the TV signal is back, as a Peanuts-esque show appears on screen. Wait, that's perfect, says Luan. As the loud kids cheer at the signal being back, Lynn Sr. falls off the roof, along with the TV antenna, causing the signal to be lost again. Aww, go all the loud kids. Flashback to a series of moments where doorknobs and door handles broke off. And the doorknob situation, says Lincoln. Oh. Dang it, says Lisa, breaking off a doorknob. Dang it, says Lenny, breaking off a fridge door handle. Dang it, says Lynn, breaking off a doorknob. Dang it, says Lucy, breaking off an attic cord. Dang it, says Lori, breaking off a doorknob. Dang it, says Lily, breaking off a faucet handle. Dang it, says Luna, breaking off the flusher handle. Dang it, says Lincoln, breaking off a doorknob. Dang it, says, oh, come on. Jeez, caught me off guard there. Screams Laney, breaking off a doorknob. And flashback. Lincoln has just gotten the trash to the to the curb, where the mailbox is all banged up and patched up. All banged up and patched up. Little weird. Boy, it sounds like you guys are in need of some serious home repair, I say. Yeah, says Vee. No kidding, says Eddy. Yeah, says Lincoln, thinking. And I feel like there's something I'm leaving out. The mailbox falls onto his foot. Yeah, right, the mailbox. Uh, screams Lincoln, putting it back up. Ridiculous. There wasn't even a breeze. Cut to Lisa with a weather machine and wearing a slicker and hat. Excuse me. Actually, according to my meteorological instruments, a big storm's a brewing, perhaps a tornado, says Lisa. A tornado? I exclaim. What? No way, says Lincoln, doubtful. Cut to the TV with a weather report. Patsy Drizzle here with an urgent weather bulletin. A tornado watch has just been issued for the Royal Woods area. Uh, says Patchy. Everyone except Lisa gasps. Try and keep up, Patchy, says Lisa, sighing. I should have done the sigh first. My bad. All right, kids, down to the basement. Your father and I have to secure the TV antenna. You do? Is that really a priority? Says Rita. I call trampoline, says Lynn Sr. The basement. Lisa's weather machine is set, and the kids and pets are all secured with pillows for comfort on the hard floor and chatting about the situation with concern. I'm sorry, where the hell is Woody? All right? Does nobody care about Woody? Have we forgotten about Woody? You can't make me read a chapter where Woody gets introduced and supposedly becomes a main part of the cast, and then never have it. It's almost insulting. I mean, sure, I don't exactly want him here, but I'll be honest, it's a little bit more interesting than reading basically just the Loud House episodes. I guess this is unique, but it's not that much better. Okay, where was I? Right. This is bad. This is bad. This is very, very bad, I say. Weird how JD is so concerned. If anything, he feels like the guy would be all like, oh, it's all going to be okay, and then everybody thanks him for it. But I digress. Yeah, um, says Vee. Pickle? offers Ed, holding up a pickle. Shut up, Ed, says Eddy. I'm scared, say the twins, holding each other tight. Fear not, a tornado watch doesn't mean a twister's coming, but rather that conditions are right for one. Besides, most residential structures can withstand wind speeds of up to 80 miles per hour, reassures Lisa. Or, in the case of our house, 2 miles per hour, says Luan. Laughs, and everyone else except Lainey laughs with her. Is that really a laughing matter? I mean, it's a good point if your house is falling apart. Ha 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 ha, good one, Luan, says Eddy. What do you mean? Asks Lainey. Maybe this old heap will blow away, and then we can get a new house, says Lynn. What? Asks Lainey, concerned. I'll finally get my castle, says Lola, sighing dreamily. Ugh, I can't believe I have to postpone my study date with Bobby after I did showing her bod all this. Okay, whatever. Says Lori, texting on her phone. Wait, maybe you're being too hard on the house. This place has gotten us through some bad times, says Lainey. Mostly because it caused all those bad times. Oh, burn, says Lori. Come on, guys, a man's home is his castle. Is that a good point? That's less like that's not exactly an argument for why you should keep your old one, and more so why you should have one. Like, I mean, if my castle was falling apart, I sure as shit would want a new one, a better one. Whatever. Yeah, you guys have lived here for a while, says Marie. Dude, remember the first time Bobby came over to Castle Loud? Asks Luan. Luna. Maybe I'm a little dyslexic. Flashback to Bobby's first visit to the Loud House. He is dressed maturely, with a white shirt and tie, and carrying an Italian gift basket. He approaches the door, but falls through the porch and gets stuck. Lori and her parents open the door with the oldest sister looking on with concern. I'm sorry. Like, how long has this house that you've had? Because Bobby's first visit feels like it could have been a long time ago. I'm not sure how long, but still, as far as I can tell, it never really. It's not like a running gag with the Loud House show that the house is, excuse me, that the house is just constantly in disrepair. Huh. Whatever. Mr. and Mrs. Loud, it's an honor to finally meet you, says Bobby, extending a hand which is now covered in marinara sauce. Boo Boo Bear, you're literally bleeding, says Lori, concerned. Oh, says Bobby, shaking the sauce off. No worries, babe. It's just marinara sauce. Ahem. Could I please use your restroom? In the bathroom, Bobby is trying to use the sink, but the water isn't coming out. Suddenly, a shake and rattle comes out and a jet of water blasts Bobby against the wall. Lucy can see him through the hole in the bathroom floor next to the toilet. So there is just a hole in the bathroom floor? So wait, the hole in the bathroom floor, unless the one here has been fixed. Oh my God. So they've never fixed the bathroom floor because there's no way that Bobby's first ever visit to the Loud House was like recently, right? Was like, oh, just a couple days ago. All right. So either that hole in the floor is a completely different one, and over the course of them living there, it's been filled in and a new one has appeared, or however long ago Bobby first visited, they decided they still don't. They're not gonna fix the fucking. I'm kidding. I can't just read. So you're Lori's new love interest, says Lucy. Bobby yelps and flinches and grabs a doorknob, only for it to come off. Dang it, says Bobby, and flashback. Lori reminisces with passion, and her siblings laugh. Fortunately, our love was strong enough to overcome any obstacle, says Lori, including a creepy sister who spy on my dates, she says sternly, referring to Lucy. Please, you can't expect to have privacy in this house, says Lucy. It is a little weird, though. You know, Feels like a priority, fixing a hole in the bathroom floor. Whatever. Uh, flashback to Lucy and Lynn trying to sleep. God, is this gonna be like 90% flashbacks? Lucy inhales. Sigh. She inhales again. Sigh. She inhales again. Sigh. This wakes Lynn up. Okay, you've been doing that for 10 minutes. What's wrong, Luce? Asks Lynn. You can tell us, says Lainey, who is also there and loves her siblings and her sisters and is great and everybody loves her. Lucy rises up. Don't tell anyone, but she shows Lynn a book called Hungry Like a with a werewolf on the cover. I've been reading this new book series about a werewolf, and it feels like I'm cheating on Edwin, she says, showing her Edwin poster with with a little drawing of her taped to it. Well, you shouldn't be, because you're not really cheating on anyone. I mean, Edwin's just a creepy old headpiece, says Lainey. You take that back, says Lucy. Oh my god. Did Lainey insult one of her siblings? I can't believe it. Having overheard this from her room, Lola says I'd stick with the vampire. Werewolves are hairy and gross. Yetch. Yetch? Yetch, okay. Not bletch even. Yetch. Yech. Not yeah, yech. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Yech. Okay. Which is exactly why she should go for which is exactly why she should go for one. Oh god, I'm bleeding. That's not important. Which is exactly why she should go for one, says Lana, howling. But Edwin was her first love, says Lori, having heard it too. Yeah, and even though vampires and werewolves are both awesome creatures of the night, Edwin is way cooler than a werewolf, I say, also overhearing it, and of course he's there in the flashbacks too. That is a lot of blood. Excuse me. Uh, Anyways, mermaids are just as awesome as vampires and werewolves, says Veri. Well, what's the fucking nobody's talking about mermaids, Veri. How useless are you? How unimportant to the story are you? How can you guys hear that? Asks Laney. These walls aren't exactly made of steel, says Lori. Don't these books sound a little old for Lucy? Asks Lynn Sr., also having overheard it. Rita is reading the Mom Jean's ultimatum. Of course not, dear. When I was a girl, I read a series about a cute lumberjack, says Rita. Lucy places her pillow over her face and falls back. Groan, says Lucy. End flashback. Everyone except Lucy is laughing. Lucy inhales. Sigh. I still fail to grasp your dilemma. As both would-be suitors of vampires and werewolves minus mermaids are what? As both would-be suitors of vampires and werewolves minus mermaids are mythological beings? What the fuck does that mean? Whatever. My point was that our walls are ridiculously thin, says Lucy. Yeah, these walls in this house are as thin as paper. You could punch a hole through you can punch a hole in them and not get hurt. We all know you can, JD. You're so cool. You're so strong. You're so powerful. Yeah, not to mention Leaky says, "Oh, here comes another one," says Leaky, says Lenny. Flashback to Lenny working on a new dress. The roof starts to leak. Uh-oh, says Lenny. She stops it with her ruler, but then the leak comes in through the wall. She stops it with her foot. Eventually, all different spots in the room are leaking, and she covers the last one with her pin cushion in her mouth. Got it, says Lenny. She hears her phone vibrating. Dang it. And flashback. Wonderful. And it wasn't even raining. Someone just flushed the toilet upstairs. The upstairs toilet, says Lenny. You're in trouble then, says Luan, laughs to Rimshot. Get it? Her siblings groan for the upteenth night. Oh, for the upteenth time. Except me, Veri, and Eddy laugh. Fuck yeah. Okay. They're just not good jokes. Look, they're charming. I'll give it that. It's charming when a person constantly makes puns, whether or not they're good or bad. But they are not funny. At least not most of them. Maybe every once in a while she gets a good one. Oh, who cares? Oh, come on, it was funny, she says. Luan says. The weather machine is going off, and Luna has the results. Good news, wind speeds have decreased significantly. We should be out of this asbestos-ridden dungeon soon. That's dangerous, says Lisa. The siblings and the pets cheer. Do we have to say goodbye to our home? Asks Laney. Why? Why not? Do we have to say goodbye to our home? Asks Laney. Why not? Didn't do any good for us, responds Lynn. Well, if this house gets destroyed, you can all stay in my mansion. We got lots of rooms. Okay, so there it is. All right, in previous chapters, JD here was just so nice, so kind to offer up the Loud house, the Loud family to strangers, right? Specifically with Woody Woodpecker, who is nowhere to be seen, mind you, but specifically with Woody Woodpecker, he was all like, "Hey, why not live at the Loud house? I'm sure they'd like to take you." Instead of offering up his giant fucking mansion, like he's got room. It's almost cruel at this point to make a family of how many? Who cares? A family as big as the Loud house, as the Loud family, take in any more guests. Like Jesus, man. You've got a mansion with, and I quote, plenty of room, lots of room. I mean, whatever. The Loud siblings hug me. Oh my God. Thank you, JD. You're a true friend, says Lincoln. I love you, JD, says Lily. Okay, a little weird that the 8-month-old turned 10-year-old said that, but let's just not ignore. Let's ignore it. Let's ignore it. Thanks, guys, I say. At least it's not flooding like it did in the last big storm. Oh my God! In the last big storm, says Laurie. What happened? I ask. Flashback to the aftermath of the previous storm Laurie mentioned. The entire basement is flooded with the faucet leaking. I'll get the bucket, says Lisa. Many buckets later. Last one, says Laurie. She passes it to Lenny, who passes it to Luna, who passes it to Luan, who passes it to Lincoln, who passes it to Lucy, who passes it to Lana, who passes it to Charles, who passes it to Lola, who passes it to Lisa, who passes it to Laney, who dumps the water in the backyard, pause, flashback. But don't you guys remember what happened after that? Asks Laney. Resume flashback. After the last bucket, Lynn gasps and notices something. Hey guys, check it out, says Lynn. They made a swimming hole in the backyard from the storm water. How? Did they have a hole? Did they dig a hole to dump water into? I'm not sure if that's a great idea, but I could believe it. You don't just, because if you, assuming you didn't dig a hole, you can't just make a swimming hole by dumping water. Withering and erosion doesn't happen that fast. God. Okay, they made a swimming hole in the backyard with from the stormwater. Cannonball, screams Lynn, diving right in. Everyone except Laurie jumps in. Ew, I'm not swimming in grody basement water, says Laurie. Honestly, a good point. Lynn resurfaces. Hey, Laurie, I found your missing earring, says Lynn, holding up said earring. The one from Bobby? Cannonball, screams Laurie, diving right in. And flashback. The kids were happy to remember that time. You guys made a swimming hole in your backyard with the floodwater? Neat, I say. Cool, says Ed. Uh, if I saw it, I would gladly build a fully functional swimming pool for you all, says Double D. Thanks, Double D, says Lincoln. Yeah, I guess sometimes living in a crummy house isn't. Oh my, I'm just a fucking. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the whole "they all hug me" thing. Okay, let's not get sidetracked. Yeah, I guess sometimes living in a crummy house like this isn't all bad, says Lynn. Yeah, like the time possums got into the holes in the roof and chewed up the wiring, says Lincoln. Flashback to that time. The last possum has just fled through the hole. The family is up in the attic where Vita has some bad news. Sorry, kids, till we get new cables, there's gonna be no TV or internet. The kids respond with despair. I never needed TV or internet to have fun, says Lainey, because Lainey's so perfect. Lainey's so awesome. She's right, kids. In fact, I think I know how to possum the time. I guess it's supposed to be pass the time. That's a bad one. That's an exceptionally bad one. Haha. His kids, even Luan, groans at his joke. Uh, Lynn Sr.'s joke. Wow, even Luan didn't think that was funny, says Laney. Guess what old Dad found? Asks Lynn Sr. A wireless hotspot? Asks Laurie, hopeful. Even better. Lynn Sr. shows them a series of books, my old Pioneer Boy books from when I was a kid. They're about plucky young lad and his family crossing the great nation in a covered wagon. You guys are going to love them. The kids except Laney all have unimpressed and bored looks on their faces. Later, they're seen reenacting the pioneer days inspired by the books and dressing the part. Lincoln is riding in a toy wagon with his Starship Grouper's sleeping bag as a cover. Luna and Lana are playing bluegrass music with Lily dancing to the beat. Lenny and Lola are trying on old snow girl outfits as Lenny laughs. Laney was dressed as Annie Oakley, who was shooting pop guns at aluminum cans. Loy was embroidered has embroidered a hoop for Bobby. What's a hoop? Whatever. While Lucy has sewn one of a cow skull. Lynn is pushing a hoop with a stick. Luan is juggling horseshoes, and Lisa is making different kinds of old-fashioned tonics. Luan drops one of her horseshoes on her foot. Ow, says Luan. Fret not, lassie. One drop of my mugwump elixir will soothe every ache and pain, says Lisa in a southern accent. Shoot dang. And flashback. That did turn out to be fun, says Lori. The others agree. Yes, indeed, says Lisa. That was pretty cool, says Lynn. You guys will have to do it again sometime so I can see what it looks like, what it was like, I say. I play a really good John Wayne, says Eddy, whoever that is. That was almost as fun as the time the air conditioner went crazy and Dad couldn't turn it off, says Lola. Here's another one. Flashback to that time when Lynn Sr. is struggling with the AC. It blasts a bit and he runs off in fear. Inside, the living room has become a winter wonderland for the kids who are in their winter clothes and having fun ice skating, building a snowman, and having a snowball fight and flashback. You know, dudes, maybe we've been too hard on the old crib. It's got some perks like the wicked slanty floor, says Luna. Flashback to a good meal with Lincoln and his older sisters at the grown-up table. Yo, Lans, pass the gravy, says Luna, leaning a chair toward the kitchen and the kiddie table. Lana puts the gravy boat on the floor and it slants over to Luna. And flashback. You never have to get up to grab some grub, says, my bad. Ha 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 ha. You never have to get up to grab some grub, says Luna. Or a fresh roll of TP, says Lynn. Flashback to Lynn using the toilet while reading the sports section without any toilet paper. Guys, I need a reload. One of them tosses her a roll from the hole and she grabs it. And she makes the snag, says Lynn. And flashback with them all laughing. Ooh, I have a memory. Fuck me. I have a memory I'd like to share, and it's about the tree in the backyard. What? Eddy raising his hand. Ooh, I have a memory I'd like to share, and it's about that tree in the backyard. What do you mean? How long have you been here? Oh, yeah, that tree has gotten us through some good times, hasn't it? Says Lincoln. We all agree. Well, this one is about me and Luan. Oh, dear fucking God, says Eddy. Really? Says Luan. Yeah, it was a few days ago. You had just showed me some good jokes from a special comedy company, but they didn't like them at all. They rejected you. You felt awful and you wanted to quit, says Eddy. Cuts to a flashback of that moment. Meavery and all the loud kids, minus Luan, are standing in the living room looking worried. Just then, Eddy comes in with a sign that says, Well done, Luan, on it. Woohoo! Yay, Luan! Yeah! Eddy notices their worried looks. Guys, what's going on? Why do you look so worried? And where's Luan? Asks Eddy. She's outside in the backyard crying, says Lincoln, worried. The people at the comedy company hated her jokes. Honestly, that's pretty good. I say, worried. Bunch of imbeciles, I say angrily. They wouldn't know good comedy if it hit them in the nose. Well, maybe. Just recognize it not as them being bullies and more like them doing their job. Last thing we need is for you to whatever. She hasn't stopped crying since she got back, says Lucy. Oh no, well let me go talk to her, says Eddy. Eddy ran outside to the backyard with a box of tissues in his hand and sees Luann sobbing under the tree. Her joke notebook was right next to the tree. He goes up to her. Luann, are you okay? Asks Eddy. She turns and instantly hugs him. Oh, Eddy, it went horrible. They said my jokes are stupid and atrocious. Atrocious. They're, they're a total disgrace, like the worst kind of jokes ever known, says Luann, sobbing hard. She continues to sob, and Eddy continues to hug her. I'm sorry, Luann, says Eddy. They touch noses. This is weird, man. Why Eddy, of all people? What little I've seen from Ed and Eddie, this really doesn't feel like the kind of character. Whatever. Do you think my jokes are funny, Eddie? Asks Luan. They are more than just funny. They're hilarious. You showed them to me yesterday, and I thought they were comedy gold. And if that company can't see that, then they're just a bunch of humorless nimrods, says Eddie. I don't know. They said I wasn't worth following in comedy footsteps. They said I wasn't worth following in comedy whatever. Maybe I should just quit comedy, says Luan. Luan, don't say that. You love comedy and you really get at it. Don't let those humorless nimrods, okay, really be using that, at the company tell you that you're not good. Keep going. Keep doing what you love. I would feel awful if you gave up, says Eddie. Thank you, Ed. Oh wait, I can do that part. Thank you, Eddie, says Luan. Tissue? Eddie offers, handing her the box of tissues. Sure, says Luan. She uses the tissue and hugs Eddie. Eddie, there's something I need to tell you. Uh-oh, says Luan. Sure, Luan, you can tell me anything, says Eddie. When I was at that building and I thought I was going to bomb, there was only one person who I was thinking of, and it wasn't who I thought it'd be. It was you, Eddie. You didn't think it'd be Eddie? I thought you two were dating. I kept thinking, I hope I make it through this so I can see my little Eddie's face again. Yeah, because if you failed really bad, then they would have killed you. Anyway, my little Eddie's face again, says Luan. Really? Asks Eddie. Luan moves closer to him and takes his hands. I don't want to read this. There's only one boy who's always been there for me, who makes me feel like I'm more than I ever thought I could be, who helped me get better after I broke up with Benny, that I'm just me, and that's okay. The truth is, I love you. Says Luan. She gazes into Eddie's eyes and sheds a tear. Oh, I love you so much, Eddie. She grabs Eddie and kisses him on the lips. This lasts for about 2 minutes. The moment that she let Whoa, okay. The moment she lets go, he moans. Oh my god, dude! Luan, I just have one thing for you, says Eddie. Eddie goes up to her and starts making out with her again. Cut. That's disgusting! I don't want to read this! I guess it's not disgusting, and in fact, it's probably even a little sweet, but it's just, this is like, I can only assume a middle aged autistic man, fanfic, god forsaken. I would have been happy if there was zero romance in this whole thing, right? Because how could I possibly get tired of just the insanity of all these different characters being introduced and all that? But no, no. I had to read out Luan from the Loud House and Eddie from Ed and Eddie making out after Eddie comforts Luan. This is stupid. Okay, Eddie goes up to her and starts making out with her again. Comes back to the present where Luan's siblings are awing at the flashback while Eddie and Luan hug each other. That's beautiful. Loud siblings minus Luan. Aww, I shed tears of happiness for them. You're so great. That was beautiful, I say, wiping away the tears. Yes, it was. I'll never forget that, says Marie. Isn't love beautiful, Double D? Asks Ed. It sure is, Ed. I can tell that Eddie and Luann were made for each other. They weren't. In fact, considering they're from two completely different shows, I'd say uh, they are quite the opposite. But whatever. I agree, Double D, says Laney. Best 2 minutes of my life, says Eddie. Me too, says Luann to Eddie. They kiss again. Let's review some more memories, says Laney. Oh god, I need more flashbacks. The broken doornail came in handy too, says Lincoln. Flashback to a time they ordered pizza and the delivery guy, I'm losing it, presses the doorbell, only to be shocked by its faulty wiring. He drops all the boxes meant for the louds and runs off. The kid, the kids answer and smack their lips with hunger and flashback. That honestly kind of feels like technically a bad thing. And considering that it's your house, it is kind of your fault for not fixing it, but let's not think about it too much. I can't remember the last time we paid for pizza, says Lincoln. Oh, so this happens multiple times, and you haven't fixed the doorbell. The kids laugh some more. This honestly feels like something that could be punished in James's eyes, but who gives a fuck? And don't forget the super springy couch, says Lainey. Flashback to when Lainey was reading a book. When she got excited at a certain moment, she started to bounce lightly. When she noticed this, she started jumping on it. and she started to giggle until it bounced her so hard that she smashed a hole in the ceiling. Occupado, says Luna off screen. Sorry, Luna, says Lainey. Flashback ends and we all laugh again. Guess that explains why you have that hole, and boy did that come in handy, says Lynn. We got it, Lynn, says Lori. Okay, just wanted to be sure, says Lynn. Lily walks up to the wall. I have a great memory. It was Mom and Dad's anniversary weekend. Flashback to said weekend. The parents are driving off and the kids wave goodbye. Bye, have fun, say all the kids. Okay, guys, it's time to put Operation Paint the Peeling House to give Mom and Dad the greatest anniversary gift ever and also think of a shorter name for this operation into action, says Lincoln. The kids go into the garage. I still think adjacent burial plots would have been a better gift. Nothing says romance like eternity, says Lucy. The others just slowly inch away from Lucy after hearing that. Later, as Lincoln puts on the last coat, the horn sounds. They're back. Paintbrushes down, says Lincoln. The parents step out of the car and find the house completely covered in a rainbow nightmare. Surprise, happy anniversary, says the loud kids. You've made my house gay. Good gravy, says Lynn Sr. Lynn Sr. and Rita, appalled. So, you like it? Asks Lincoln. Lynn and Senior go, the kids are immediately painting the house back to the way it was before. Lily paints a handprint on the side of the quick? On the side of the quick. Lily paints a handprint on the side of the quick. Yeah, I can't even begin to think what that's supposed to mean. And the others follow suit, each colored handprint matching their themed color. That's beautiful. Best anniversary gift ever, says Lynn Sr., tear-stricken. And flashback. That was a great story, Lily, says Luan. Thanks, Luan, says Lily. That operation would have been Operation Rainbow Anniversary. Haha. Thanks, JD. I'm so glad that even though you weren't there, you still offered your very important 2 cents to the story and all that. Christ. That's a perfect name, says Lincoln. We all laugh again. A not funny joke. Just then, Lisa Weather Machine goes off again. Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that, I say. What's going on? Is the storm over? Asks Laurie, concerned. Actually, wind speeds have increased significantly, meaning the tornado watch is about to become a tornado warning, says Lisa. The siblings gasp in fear, and a siren on Lisa's weather machine begins blaring. And there it is. Rita and Lynn Sr. enter the basement. Nobody panic, announces Lynn Sr. Thunder roars outside. Here it comes, says Ree. Okay, why doesn't Laurie just use her wind powers to stop it? I'm sure that's something she can do. I'm sure it's something that she'll be able to do in the future. I'm sure that's something JD could do. Anyways, I guess it's not such a bad house after all, says Lynn, regretful. Definitely, says Lisa. As the sisters agree with Lynn's statement, the sound of thunder begins roaring like crazy, causing the light in the basement to begin flickering, and wind starts blowing violently. I don't want our house to be I don't want our house to blow away, says Lana. Me neither, says Lynn. I take back what I said before, says Lisa. Yeah, we have so many memories in these walls, says Luan. I'm sorry I ever ragged on this place, says Luna. Me too, says Lynn. We're so sorry, house, says Lenny. Me too, says Lola. Me too, says Lana. We've been through so much together, I don't want to lose you, says Laney. Fucking losing it. Me neither, says Lincoln, confessing. You might be old and creaky and full of leaks, but you're ours, and we love you. It was a pleasure to be in your presence, I say. Same here, says Marie. Don't act like you're a part of this. As the winds increase with power, Meavery, Ed, and Eddy. No, wait. Meavery, Ed, Eddy, the siblings, and the pets begin trembling in fear at the impending doom that's about to hit us. After 8 seconds of carrying, the winds suddenly cease. The thunder stops roaring, and the lights stop flickering. Lisa checks the machine. Her machine. All clear. I guess maybe Woody Woodpecker got swept away, and that's the canonical reason why he's no longer here. Well, that was quick, I say. Let's go check out on the house, says Lincoln. The siblings, except Lynn, all run upstairs out of the attic? That's probably supposed to be basement. The siblings, except Lynn, all run upstairs out of the attic. I hope the house is okay. Lynn with a roll of toilet paper. All check the hole in the bathroom floor. Outside, the neighborhood is littered with rubble all over. The siblings and parents are looking at their house with deep concern. A passing bicyclist approaches them. Yikes, you guys were hit hard, says the bicyclist. The house and Woody's house. So he is still there. We're just ignoring him. The house and Woody's house are revealed to be just the same. Nope, this is how our house always looks, and we wouldn't and we wouldn't want it any other way, says Lincoln. You said it, buddy. I say. Excuse me. And let's keep it that way, says Laney. I agree, says Furry. Me too, says Ed. I concur, says Double D. Same here, and I wouldn't have it any other way, says Eddy again. Can we, quit this? I in fact, all of these people shouldn't even have a say in it. You guys don't live here. You don't need to, nor should be responsible for keeping it this way. I mean, sure, maybe it'd be considered a good thing, but at the end of the day, we don't need to hear you say it, all right? What matters is the people who own the house want to keep it this way. Me and Marie are going out to survey the damage and see if anyone needs help, I say, because we're heroes. We'll be back in a few, says Marie. All right, be safe. Everyone back inside, says Lynn Sr. Me and Marie fly off. Lynn Sr. attempts to open the door, only for the door handle to break off. Dang it, says the Loud family. Oh, for the love of, says Double D. The end. 2 fanfictions done in one day. That's a record for some. I want to thank Thomper Fan for the idea for the romantic scenario to add for this one. This was truly an interesting one. See you next time. Oh, so I can blame Thomper Fan here. Chapter 27, Tornado Aftermath, Homespun Part 2. Look at that, a Part 2. Okay. It starts with me and Vuri flying over Royal Woods. We see that there was only some minor damage done to some of the houses. Boy, hardly any houses got hit at all, I say. Yeah, we were lucky, says Vuri. The city had just been hit by a tornado, and me and Vuri are out surveying the damage and looking for anyone that might need help. Luckily, me, Vuri, and our friends, the Louds and the Eds, were in the basement of the Loud House when it hit. Tornadoes hardly ever hit Detroit, and the last one we got was back in 1997, I say to the viewers. Yeah, thank goodness, says Vuri. We fly over a bunch of houses, and we see a shocking sight. The Santiago residence was completely destroyed, and Bobby, Ronnie Ann, and their mom, Maria Santiago, are sitting on the sidewalk crying. Oh man, that's Bobby's house, says Vuri. What's left of it? It's gone. They took a direct hit, I say. Me and Vuri land. Bobby, Ronnie Ann, thank goodness you guys are all right, I say. JD, amigo, thank you, but our house is not. Cries Bobby. We lost everything in the tornado. We have no place to go. Well, why don't you go live with the Lincolns, with the Louds? The Lincoln house, says Ronnie Ann. Vuri, you better get Lori and Lincoln down here, I say, because they need to be here for some reason. I'm on it, says Vuri. Vuri pulls out her clamshell cell phone, and dials Lori's number. Why Lori? Whatever. Hello? Answers Lori on Vuri's phone. Lori, it's Vuri. Bobby and Ronnie Ann's house. Well, oh, right, because Bobby, right. How could I forget? Has been completely destroyed, says Vuri. Are they all right? Asks Lori. Yes, they are, answers Vuri. Me and Lincoln will be right over, says Lori. Okay. Vuri hangs up. Are Lori and Lincoln on their way? I ask. Yes, they are, says Vuri. 10 minutes later, Vanzilla pulls up, and Lori and Lincoln are in it. Bobby Boo Boo Bear, says Lori. Lori and Lincoln get out, and Lori hugs Bobby. Thank goodness you guys are all right. Or okay, I mean, says Lincoln. Yeah, we are okay, but we lost everything. Look, says Ronnie Ann. Just use your magic powers, JD. Make it all better. Use your dark magic. Use your light magic. Turn it into chocolate coins. Do something. Ronnie Ann shows us the destroyed house. Oh, I didn't notice. Man, you guys got hit hard, says Lincoln. Yeah, it was a direct hit on them. Let's search through the rubble to see if we can find some stuff that we can save, says me. I say. Okay, says Maria. Like that isn't kind of obvious. We dig through the remains of the destroyed Santiago residence and find the stove, refrigerator, and all the food in the pantry still intact. That is like not really super important. Like maybe the refrigerator. I don't know much about the stove because like as far as I can tell, they're gonna need to either move into a new house or have a new house built. And I'm not sure like the installation process of a stove, but I'm pretty sure you could use it at the fridge. But the food in the pantry, who really gives a crap? Like, oh thank God, my Doritos, they're not even all broken up. Anyways, Bonnie Ann's room is still there, but Bobby's is completely gone. Maria's room was half destroyed, but some of her clothes and furniture were still intact. Bobby's work clothes are still intact. Well, thank God. It's honestly kind of strange because these guys are loud house adjacent and like technically good people, right? So it's weird to have them have anything bad happen to them. Doesn't feel like something James Knudsen would do. And also, I am kind of confused a little bit because Ronnie Ann started out as Lincoln's bully, yes. So like, and obviously it was like shown that I guess Ronnie Ann liked Lincoln or something, but like the only reason I can see JD having not like stepped in and beat the crap out of and basically torture Ronnie Ann is because he already knew how it was going to play out, which of course he does. He's the author and a self-insert. But it just goes to show just one more tiny part of why James Knudsen is not a good writer. Right? This is called metagaming. It's called metagaming in Dungeons and Dragons. Not that I play it. I'm very cool. That's why I spend most of my days inside, constantly playing video games and reading the Loud House Revamped. What am I talking about? Bobby's work clothes are intact. Yay. Well, some of the house is salvageable, but the rest is completely gone. Mrs. Santiago, do you guys have homeowners insurance? I ask. I'm afraid not. JD, I'm afraid not, JD. Bobby's jobs provide the money for my family, including my job as a nurse at the hospital, says Maria. Answers Maria. Oh man, well, our only option is to have you guys live in the loud house until you guys get back on your feet. Lori, would that be. Lori would like that, right? Like, dude, at this point, I can only assume that you're a petty person who doesn't like sharing his personal space with other people. Why is your first and your first option always to offer up the loud house, the loud family's home? You have a mansion, dude. Lots of room, you said. Whatever. Loya would like that, right? I ask. I think she would. What do you think, babe? Asks Bobby. Lori hugs Bobby. I would love that, Bobby Boo Boo Bear. So where are they gonna sleep? I would like having Ronnie Ann in my house, says Lincoln. Me too, Lamo, says Ronnie Ann. JD, were other houses hit besides ours? If they were, then we all know where they're gonna be staying. Asks Bobby. No, we surveyed the whole area in Royal Woods, and the only people to get hit were these guys. If it had been like a random family, would he have offered it? Right? Because these are clearly loud family friends. But if it had been just some random girl, why did I say girl? Some random family, it's like, oh, I don't have homeowners insurance. We couldn't afford it. We're going to be homeless. Would he be like, too bad? Because clearly he's not going to offer up his own house. Whatever. No, we surveyed the whole area of Royal Woods and found that only your house was a near total loss. I say, we'll have to talk this over with Mr. Lin and Miss Rita. Well, at least they're considering it. I mean, it's already been offered. You've already given hope to this family. Be kind of cruel to not take them in now. Back at the Loud House, Vanzilla drives up with Lori, Lincoln, Maria, Bobby, and Ronnie Ann. Me and Marie land, and we all see that Double D had fixed up the entire loud house, completely good as new. It was also expanded and made bigger than before. We were shocked. Okay, so you basically. So it's basically a new house. And that whole thing about them. Oh my god. Oh my god. The entire last chapter was how they loved their crappy old house. And now it's apparently been done up completely good as new by Double D for some reason, even though Lana is a handyman who probably could have and maybe even should have done it. Because no offense, but Double D felt more like a smart guy who makes inventions rather than a carpenter who can fix houses. But what do I know? What do I know? Okay, we were shocked. What happened to the house while we were gone? I asked. Yeah, and by the way, were they gone that long? I can believe cartoon logic, sure, I yes, but even still, I renovated the whole place while you were gone, says Double D off screen. Double D, you are amazing. You should be a home contractor, says Veri. Thank you, Veri. I figured because the Loud family lives under such small accommodations and poor housing mechanics, I decided to expand and upgrade the house. What good timing! Because you're about to get hey, why not move the whole neighborhood in? Right? We'll have one giant super house. I guess our home repairs have been fixed. What do we owe you, Double D? Asks Lincoln. No, George Lincoln. What a nice guy. I build a lot of stuff, so I figured I could help out. And you see, this is where Eddy would come in and be all like, well, since we've already done it and all that, he'd try and sleaze his way into getting more than what they're owed. Which, well, frankly, chances are all they would ask is just some gobstoppers or jawbreakers, I mean. But he wouldn't do that. Why would he do that to the Loud family? Everybody loves the Loud family, and Eddy doesn't act like he used to. Nobody does. Nobody's acting like they're supposed to. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Let's go check it out and get Maria, Bobby, and Ronnie Ann settled in after talking to Mr. Lin and Miss Rita. We all check it out, and the living room had better furniture, larger television, a great video game system, and nice decorative furniture. The kitchen now looked like a commercial restaurant kitchen. All the siblings all the siblings' rooms were bigger, and Lincoln now doesn't live in a converted linen closet anymore. Lola and Lana's room has a glass divider wall with a door in the middle. Lana's room is a jungle filled with all kinds of plants and her animal friends. Lola's room is now a pageant stage and princess castle. Lucy's room is a dark vampire crypt. Lisa's room is now a fully functional high-tech laboratory. Laurie's room is now a makeup studio. Lenny's room is now a full-fledged fashion design studio. Luna's room is now a rock and roll recording studio. Luan's room is now a comedy gag studio and April Fool's pranking simulator, which is weird. Lynn's room is now a sports practice room loaded with equipment. Lily's room is now a huge, beautiful aquarium with lots of colorful fish. What? Right, because water powers. I was like, when is Lily the. When is Lily like the, oh, I love fish sister? I guess because her water powers. Like, no offense, but if I got water powers, I'd still kind of think, like, oh, I'd rather have dinosaurs, something like that. Almost feels insulting. Whatever. With lots of colorful fish. Laney's room is an art studio and library. Lincoln's room is now an arcade and has lots of space to have fun. The walls are thicker and sound can't get through them. The pipes are now stronger than ever, and the air conditioner is fixed and more. So it really is. It really is what I just said. They have completely replaced everything about the old house that they loved. Like, oh, I love how it's got all these imperfections. Why did I even bother reading that last chapter then, huh? Jesus. It's just like, oh yeah, they did all this over the course of what? At most a day. At most. Probably longer. Just give them everything they want. Fuck it. No charge, of course. Hell, they probably don't even have to go outside anymore. I certainly wouldn't if I had an arcade in my room, a restaurant style kitchen. Fucking stupid, dude. Okay, wow, Double D, you've really made this house a great paradise, I say. Thank you, JD, says Ed. Double D, me and Fareed later told Lynn Sr. and Rita what happened to Maria, Bobby, and Ronnie Ann. So their house has been destroyed, asks Lynn Sr. Excuse me. Also, like, how much bigger? Because, like, the rooms of each of these, like, of all of the siblings really feels like it would take up a shit ton of room. And they live in just like a neighborhood, right? They've only got a fixed amount of space to expand. In fact, there's probably even HOA regulations in place to keep them from, like, oh yeah, all buildings must be 5 inches from the property line, stuff like that. I don't know. Whatever. I keep going off on these tangents, and it's making it so much longer than it needs to be. Me and Marie later told Lynn Sr. and Rita what happened to Maria, Bobby, and Ronnie Ann. So the house has been destroyed, asks Lynn Sr. Almost nothing left. Yeah, almost nothing left, I say. Respond, answer, blah, blah, blah. Well, of course, you three can stay here, says Rita. How lucky. Yeah, welcome to the Loud House, friends, says Lynn Sr. There were separate rooms down in the basement. Maria lives in the second master bedroom. Bobby and Ronnie Ann each have their own room in the basement. Fucking course not. Bobby's room is a special room that has all sorts of gadgets and his work clothes and more. And it has a special communication view window that goes into Laurie's room. Ronnie Ann, and how, like, is this being built in real time? Why has this already been built? Does Double D have fucking psychic ability? Maybe. Oh yeah, there. Retcon. JD used his psychic abilities to ask Double D to even though he didn't know that Double D was rebuilding the house. But let's ignore that. He asked Double D to build some guest rooms specifically built for Bobby and Ronnie Ann and Maria. Fuck me. Fuck me. Ronnie Ann's room has all her stuff from home in it, like her clothes, pictures of her and Lincoln, and more. It was a grand time for the Louds and the Santiagos. The end. Another fanfiction done. I wanted to make a sequel to the episode Homespun. It's an original episode within an episode, if you will. Until next time, see you then. Beautiful. Chapter 28. No grassy gemerald, no glory. Looks like this is going to be uh, uh, all unique chapters. Oh God, Woody's back. It starts out with me, Marie, Woody, and Eddy arriving at the Loud House. I knock on the door, and Lynn Sr. opens the door. Hello, guys, come on in, says Lynn Sr. Thanks, Mr. Lynn, I say. Hey, L Sr., what's up? Asks Eddy. Not much, Eddy. Where's Ed and Double D? Asks Lynn Sr. Oh, they couldn't come today. They decided to spend time with their mom and dad. Okay, says Eddy. Oh, that's okay. Is it, Lynn Sr.? Do you allow that? Do you miss them? Frankly, considering the amount of people that are always in your house, I would frankly want less people. We go up to Lincoln's room, where he is enjoying a nice glass of lemonade with a crazy straw. Hi, Lincoln, I say. Hey, guys, says Lincoln. What you doing? Asks Furry. Well, it's Friday night. You survived another week. You survived another week of school. Now it's time to kick back, forget your troubles, and crack open a brand new video game. Okay, that's actually incredibly real. That is amazing, man. I would love that. Right about now. Fortunately, I've got my responsibilities, as you can clearly see. Reading the House. Revamped. Lincoln gets out a copy of Super Mega Brawlers Turbo Fighter and smells it. Love that new game smells. Lincoln suddenly picks up another scent, and we do too. Oh, and we do, right, and we do too, as in everybody entered. That doesn't smell like new video games, I say. It smells like fresh flowers in the springtime, says Marie. It smells really good, says Woody. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Is that... Oh no, says Lincoln. Soon his sisters start picking up the scent as well. Sniff, sniff, says Lucy. Mom's expensive perfume, which can only mean one thing, says Lincoln, checking the calendar and finding out what tonight is. Date night, which can only mean one other thing. Excuse me. Laurie's in charge. Do as she says. Bye, says Rita, leaving. Excuse me. God. No! She gets a sick thrill from bossing us around. In this house, we call her the queen of... Oh. No! Yells Laurie from upstairs, unplugging Luna's amplifiers. No music! She tosses Luna's mud pie in the trash. No mud pie. I mean, that's kind of justified. No mud pies. She approaches Lenny, who's talking on the phone. No, she gets cut off. Way, that's totes cray cray, says Lenny. I got an itch. Itch annihilated. Okay. Lori hangs up Lenny's call. No phone calls. She takes away Lenny's books. No reading. Hey, you can't just. Lenny gets cut off. Lori gave Lenny an intimidating look. Never mind, says Lenny. And no video games, says Lori, taking away Lincoln's game. Lori dresses up in a military uniform and blows a whistle that summons me, Marie, Eddy, Woody, and Lori's siblings. Bobby, Ronnie, Bobby, Ronnie Ann, and the pets to the front room. I stand in attention saluting her. Doesn't seem like something you do. Also, why the hell are you bossing around the house guests? Bobby and Ronnie Ann are fucking here because their house got destroyed. Leave them alone. At ease, says Lori. Everyone feels calmer now, and I still stand in attention. Oh, because you're perfect. Because as we see right now, just kidding, nobody is to be at ease in my presence, says Lori. The others regain their forms. As you know, Mom and Dad left me in charge. That means you have to do as I say, whether you're tall, short, or covered in fur, and can only understand the word sit. Charles, Cliff, and Geo sit down on command, but Walt tips over in his attempt and knocks Geo's hamster ball to the side. Lori busts out a chart of tonight's schedule. Now, here's our schedule for this evening. 6 to 7, sitting on bed with arms folded. 7 to 7:30, chow. 7:30 to 8. 7:30 to 8, thorough cleaning of mess hall. 8, staring at wall until falling asleep. Everyone got that? Me, Free, Woody, Eddy, Bobby, Ronnie Ann, Lincoln, Lenny, Luna, Luan, Lynn, Lucy, Laney, Lola, Lisa, and Lily all say, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Lana says, sir, yes, sir. Lori glares at Lana for calling her sir. General Lori, ma'am, I say, saluting her. General Lori, I like the sound of that. What is it, soldier? Asks Lori. You would make a great military commanding officer for the army, ma'am, I say. Fuck me. Fuck me! Lori says to me, thank you! To everyone else, everyone but JD dismissed. Everyone but me rushes back to their rooms while Geo hops in his ball to up each step. Why did you call me General Lori, JD? Asks Lori. Sorry, Lori, it's a force of. No fucking. Fuck off. It's not a force of habit. You did it very much on purpose. You were just having a little bit of fun. Alright? I have a very hard time believing you have any kind of militaristic bones in your body. Fuck you. Fuck. Okay, I'm cursing a lot. No more cursing from here on. That's a promise. And if I do, then I'll lead another chapter. No matter how long it is. Where was I? Sorry, Lori, it's a force of habit. Whenever I get involved in a military type scenario, I pretend like I'm part of the military. I say, that's stupid. Oh, I get it. Well, that's okay. Thanks for the military rank. Do you think I would be a good general? Asks Lori. You definitely have what it takes. My grandfathers both fought in World War II, and I carry them close to my heart and in memory. I say, that's very thoughtful. Anyway, dismissed, says Lori. I salute and march up to Lincoln's room. In Lincoln's room, me, Marie, Woody, and Lincoln are sitting on Lincoln's bed with our arms folded. This sucks eggs. Oh my god. I thought we were going to have fun tonight, but I guess it's going to be a boring day, I say. Not if I have to say anything about it, says Lincoln, determined. Lincoln opens his door and puts a note in Geo's hamster ball. Hey, Geo, want a snack? Oh, excuse me. Hey, Geo, want a snack, boy? Says Lincoln, tossing the snack over to Lola and Lana's door. Geo rolls over, opens his ball, gets the treat, and gets the twins' attention. Lincoln does this with his other sisters. The note tells them to meet in Lincoln's room, and they sneak over to Lincoln's room. Luan and Eddy had camouflaged themselves with the wall and sneak in. Lenny is the only one who still hasn't snuck out of her room. She begins to sneak by her while wearing a scarf. Okay. Hey, couldn't they have just used JD's telepathy? Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Lenny, what are you doing? Asks Lori, suspicious. I'm not Lenny. I'm wearing a scarf, says Lenny. You've got 5 minutes to do your business, says Laurie, not fooled one bit. Lenny goes out and sneaks over to Lincoln's room to join the others for a big meeting. This better be good. You know how much trouble we'll be in if Laurie finds out we're not in our rooms? Asks Lola. Lincoln, I didn't know Laurie was so strict about having everyone in their rooms when she babysits, says Eddy. Rooms? More like prison cells. Every time Laurie's left in charge, she makes our lives miserable. I say no more. It's time to take back our Friday nights. Luna, do you like it when Laurie unplugs your amp mid-jam? Asks Lincoln. It's way harsh, answers Luna. And Lana. Oh, he's going to go through them all, aren't they? Isn't he? And Lana, how about when Laurie throws out your mud pies? Asks Lincoln. I work hard on those, says Lana. And Lily, what about when Laurie won't let you read about fish? Read about fish and talk to your mermaid friends when they visit? When did Lily get mermaid friends? Those mermaids are like my sister. When they visit, asks Lincoln. Those mermaids are like my sisters, answers Lily. Then let's do something about it, says Lincoln. Meavery, oh God, hold on. Good, I got that out of the way before I did this. Meavery, Woody, Eddy, Lenny, Luna, Luan, Lynn, Lucy, Lola, Lana, Lisa, and Lily all say yeah. Wait, says Nanny. We all look at her. I know you guys have a problem with Laurie's rules, but we shouldn't resort to breaking them. They are bad rules. Quit being such a goody two shoes, you piece of crap. That's not a curse. Yeah, right. Like we will take advice from a suck up. Hey, good point. She is a suck up, says Lana. Oh, here we go. Hey, Lana, that was totally uncalled for, I say, scolding her. Yeah, we have enough already to deal with, says Marie. Suck up? What are you talking about? Asks Laney. You've never broken a rule in your life, always putting on a goody routine for Laurie. Hey, I can be a rule breaker to Laurie, says Laney. Then why can't you? She just said she could. Says, then why can't you? Asks Lana. Maybe because there are some specific rules, says Laney. Or maybe you're afraid of her, says Lana. Lincoln, Lenny, Luna, Luan, Lynn, Lucy, Lola, Lisa, and Lily all go, ooh. That's it, count me in, exclaims Laney, furious. All right, now here's the plan, says Lincoln. Back in Laurie's room, Laurie is trying to paint her toenails like in 16 and a half magazine. But she doesn't seem to have gotten it down. Suddenly, Luna's jam is back on, which Laurie does not take well as it's going against her orders. Lily, what are you... Lily? Oh. Oh. Laurie sees Lily playing. Lily, what are you... Just then, there's some creaks, and Laurie notices that we are right behind her. We tackle her, and she screams for help. Just then, it's revealed that we tied her up to a chair. Yep, the girl with wind powers and wings and all that has just been stopped by a chair, tied up in a chair. Look, I don't know how strong her wind powers are, but the fact that she hasn't used them since she used that since she beat up that bully is really making me angry. I almost said something else, which would have sealed my fate. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Asks Laurie, furious. Your power trip is over. We're taking back our Friday night, says Lincoln. Power trip? Asks Laurie. Just admit it. You get a sick thrill out of bossing us around, says Lincoln. Meavery, Woody, and Eddy and the other sisters concur. You think I enjoy this? Asks Laurie. Well, yeah. What else would we think? I say. Well, unfortunately, I'm the only one who can keep this house from ending up in a pile of rubble. It's not like any of you could do it, says Laurie. Yeah, Lincoln could, says Lana. I could, asks Lincoln, surprised. Yeah, he's twice the better babysitter than you. We're thinking Lincoln. Thinking Lincoln, says Laney. We can do it, buddy, I say. Meavery, Woody, oh, fuck. Ja. that doesn't count. Oh, fudge, I said. Just getting sick of saying these all in a row. Meavery, Woody, Eddy, Lenny, fudge. I always get it a little screwed up at Luna and Luan. Me, Marie, Woody, Eddie, Lenny, Luna, Luan, Lynn, Lucy, Lola, Lana, Lisa, and Lily all say we're thinking Lincoln, we're thinking Lincoln. Lincoln and Loy are flabbergasted at this. Lincoln in charge? Ha! He couldn't he couldn't lead Cliff to the litter box, says Loy condescendingly. Cliff is right next to his litter box and suddenly goes right on the carpet. Great. We got 3 words for you. Bring it on, says Marie. Challenge accepted, says Lincoln, taking the whistle. Take her away. The other sisters carry her to her room. You won't last 5 minutes, says Loy, laughing maniacally. Ha 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 ha. I shut the door. Lola, guard this door. No one goes in, no one comes out. Lola nods in agreement and goes and gets a golf club to guard the door while dressing up as a security guard. Say goodbye to the Queen of No. Uh, oh. Say goodbye to the Queen of No, says Lincoln, tossing the whistle onto the floor, and hello to the King of Yes. Me, Free, Woody, Eddie, and the sisters cheer in victory. Luna is finally jamming out. Yes to music, says Lincoln, cranking the tunes and puts a happy face on Lana's mud pie. Yes to mud? Lenny on the phone. Seriously? Yes to phone call, says Lincoln, Lincoln gives Laney her book. Yes to reading and yes to video games, he says, turning his video game on. Super Mega Brawlers Turbo Fighter 24? I'm pretty sure it's 24. Game announcer says, round 1, fight. Just before me, Woody, Eddie, and Lincoln can finally start playing, Lenny screams and Lincoln pauses the game and we go to see what's wrong. It turns out that Luan is chasing Lenny around with a rubber spider. Okay, have fun. Just don't get too crazy, says Lincoln. Ha 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 ha. Luan, you always are so funny. That's why I love you, says Eddie, laughing. I already did the laugh, my bad. Thanks, Eddie, my Joker King. Sick. Says Luan, chasing Lenny. Just then, Luna's amps are at a really high volume. Rad sounds, maybe not so loud, says Lincoln, turning it down a little, which Luna doesn't understand. Me, Woody, Eddie, and Lincoln try to get back to our game. But there's a suddenly explosion, and the smoke alarm goes off, and we check it out. Lisa comes out of her room. What was that? Asks Lincoln, concerned. It's science, you wouldn't understand. Just then, a tentacle grabs Lisa and drags her back in. Ah! The door closes. That was awesome, I say. Was it? For all we know, that could be the end of Lisa. She might be dead. One could hope. Geez Louise, says Eddie. As Ed would say, cool, I say. Just keep it on a leash, says Lincoln. Just before we can resume his game, we find Lana casts a fishing rod into the fish tank. Lana, you can't fish in there. Those are pets, says Lincoln. Lynn comes in with a bucket of dirt and pours the dirt on the floor. Lynn, what are you doing? Asks Furry. You can't ride a dirt bike without dirt, says Lynn. Dirt bike? You can't ride a dirt bike in the house, says Laney. What are you going to do? Tell Lori? Says Lynn, chuckling. Give me that bucket, says Lincoln. Annoyed by the thought of her being a rule-following suck-up, Laney went to the fridge and grabbed some leftover pizza and went to the dining room. She hid under the table and spotted Lana. There aren't any rules anymore, dude. You already proved that you're a rule breaker just moments ago. What are you doing this for? Hey Lana, would a suck up do this? Asks Laney. She then throws a slice of pizza, but Lana dodged it and it hit Lucy instead. It was silent for a moment. Then Lucy had some waffles in her hands. Why? I don't know. Come on, game on, says Lucy. They all smiled and they commenced a food fight. Suddenly, Meavery, Eddie, Woody, and Lincoln are in a crossfire of pizza slices and waffles tossed by Lana, Laney, and Lucy, who are having a food fight. He shields himself. Who's he? You just listed like so many people. He shields himself with a cookie sheet, and the pizza and waffles plaster all over it and make a rather gorgeous painting, which impresses him. Ooh, that's a colorful work of food art, says Veri. Meanwhile, at the messed up table, Laney couldn't help but laugh at how much fun this was. That was great, says Laney. I knew you'd come around, says Lana. Why stop here? We got the whole night to ourselves. What do you say? What do you say we get really crazy? Asks Laney. Now you're talking, says Lana. Lynn is pouring water from the hose all over the carpet and then gets pegged by an incoming gourd. The hose then starts going wild. Lenny is on the phone while Luan is still chasing her, excuse me, with her rubber spider. Hi, exterminator guy. Do you do spiders? Asks Lenny. She sees the hose. Ew, what about water snakes? The hose squirts Luan, but she resumes chasing Lenny. Lincoln trips over the telephone wire and lands. What do you mean telephone wire? Lenny's on the phone. Is she on a telephone? Like a cord phone? Why? I'm so certain that, like, at least Lenny and Lori have their own cell phones, don't they? Whatever. Lincoln trips over the telephone wire, hands it, and lands in the mud, and notices Lucy built a fort of Lily's spare diapers. What do you mean, spare diapers? Lily's 10 years old! I don't remember when I stopped wearing diapers, but I'm sure as sugar that it was before 10. Unless you're keeping them around for good old times. Oh, remember when Lily used to crap in diapers? But now she's 10 years old. What a shame. We better keep these diapers. Oh my god. Lily's spare diapers, and Mavery, Eddie, and Lily and Woody are with her. Lucy, what are you doing with all those diapers? Asks Lincoln. Lana screams like a madman and fires a barrage of meatballs. In- Incoming, says Lucy, getting down. Lincoln takes cover with her, only for their fort wall to be damaged. Diaper wall breach, says Lincoln. I fire ketchup squirt bottle gun at Lana, and as she fires a cupcake at them. But Lucy stops it by plugging up the hole with a bunch of spare diapers. This is disgusting. Eddie pulls out a gun that he, Ed, and Double D made at the junkyard in Peach Creek while giving Ed's favorite movie, Robot Rebel Ranch. While living Ed's favorite movie, Robot Rebel Ranch, and fires mustard at Lana, and it drenched her. Nice shot, Eddie, says Lily. Thanks, Lily, says Eddie. For those about to rock, says Luna, setting her amp to super max, and has fireworks all set up for a big finale. Duck and cover, I say. Luna, uh, exclaims Lincoln. No, he screams in slow motion. Too late. Luna plays a chord, and the noise blasts Lincoln right into the wall, which leaves a dent of unsightly residue. What? Right into the wall, which leaves a dent of unsightly. Christ, is it the diaper wall? Whatever. Just then, Lori's taunting words echo in his mind. Lincoln in charge. Ha! He couldn't lead Cliff to the litter box, says Echo Lori. Cliff is right next to his litter box, but I grab him and place him in the litter box. Wow, you're awesome, JD. Now you go in the litter box from now on, Cliff, I say. Cliff meows and I pet him. Thanks, JD, says Lincoln. He sees the destruction and gets steamed up, unplugging Luna's amps. No guitar playing. He takes Lana's food. No food fights. Stops Lynn from riding her bike in the house. No dirt bikes and no science experiments, he says, taking Lisa's beakers and tosses them, causing an explosion. The others aren't too happy with Lincoln suddenly changing his mind. Who do you think you are, Lori? Asks Lynn. His sisters, mine as Lainey and Lily, of course, because they're the good ones, they're the perfect ones, start laughing at him and go back to enjoying their Friday night. No, I'm not, says Lincoln, realizing. Lori. JD, Free, Eddie, Woody, Laney, Lily, come on. We got to go get Lori. Why is Laney a part of that? Laney was just as willing to, in fact, even more so because somebody called her a suck up, to break the rules. In fact, she was one of the people in the food fight. Why does she care all of a sudden? We're right behind you, I say. I've had enough fun for one night, says Free. Me too, says Laney. Oh, that's why. Same here, says Lily. Yeah, says Woody, who hasn't done anything, mind you. Sure, why not? Luan asks Eddie. Yes, Eddie? Responds Luan. I've had enough fun for tonight, says Eddie. Me too. I'll go with you, says Luan, because now Luan's one of the good ones. Me, Free, Eddie, Woody, Luan, Laney, and Lily head to Lori's room, only to be stopped by Lola. Hey, no one goes in and no one comes out. Boss's orders. Those are my orders. Let me in, I say. Sorry about this, Lola, says Lincoln, charging at Lola with a war cry. Lola is about to whack him with a golf club, but I use the force and I pull it out of her hands and I grab it. Sorry, Lola, but Mr. Lin would be really mad if we ruined his golf club, I say. Yeah, this wouldn't amount to a good slice. This wouldn't amount to a good. I guess that either that's a really bad joke or it's a joke involving some golfing lingo that I don't understand. Rimshot laughs. Get it? Me, Vri, and Eddy laugh. Ha 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 ha. Good one, Luan, I say. Funny, says Vri. That was a good one, says Eddy. Meanwhile, Lori was somehow already broken free of her rope bindings and is filing her nails when the door opens and in comes me, Vri, Lincoln, Eddy, Woody, and Laney, and Lily. Lori, Lori, screams Lincoln. Oh, look at that. He messed up a little on the spacing between lines. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Ha! I knew you wouldn't last 5 minutes, says Lori. It's only been 5 minutes, asks Lincoln despondently. Actually, it's been more than 5 minutes, Lori, says Laney. Awesome. It's a madhouse down there. You've got to help me, says Lincoln, getting it together. Nah, I'm thinking Lincoln. You handle it, says Lori. Oh, revenge, oh. I can't. You're the only one who can keep this house from ending up in a pile of rubble, says Lincoln. Luna's fireworks go off, or ashes. And, asks Lori, I couldn't lead Cliff to the litter box. Box. He's doing something to me. Actually, I did, and he knows where to go from now on. You're so cool, JD. You're so cool. Oh well, good work, JD. And, says Lori, I'm sorry, says Lincoln. Me, Vri, Laney, Lily, Eddy, and Luan apologize too. That's all I needed to hear, says Lori, pulling. She puts on military shades. Let's roll. I salute. Right with you, General Lori. We open the door with Lola still standing guard. I don't know how to get past her. She's an animal, says Lincoln. You got past her already. Lori covers his mouth, holds up a pile of glitter, and blows it in Lola's direction. Oh, wait. Wait. Lola. Well, who cares? Lola giddily chases after the sparkly cloud. Glitter! Very clever, I say. Glitter, nice, says Lincoln, impressed. That sure sparkled. That's not even a joke! It's like, ha 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 ha, rim shot. Get it? Ha ha, good one, Luan. No wonder you were denied. No wonder you were rejected by the comedy company. You deserved it. We go downstairs where Lincoln shows Lori the chaos caused by their sisters' antics. See what I mean? Says Lincoln, scared. Observe. Lori busts out her whistle and blows it and gets their attention. Mom and Dad are going to be home in 10 minutes. The other sisters hurry and get to cleaning up the mess they made. Brilliant, says Lincoln. Really feels like Lincoln could have just said that, but whatever. Yeah, you learn a few tricks as you get older. I misjudged you, Lori. You really do know what you're doing. I say. Well, I mean, it's less about her knowing what she's doing and more about her being way too strict. All right? Something I usually really hate with kids shows is that there's never middle ground. It's like one person at first seems like the bad guy, and so all the main characters are like, "Oh, let's change that." And now it becomes the exact opposite, and that turns out to be even worse. Like it can, you know, like these guys, they can do some of the things they like just so long as they don't destroy the house. Whatever. Okay, you really know what you're doing, I say. Thank you, says Lori, hearing her phone ringing and answers it. Hello? Uh-huh. Sure. Okay, bye. She hangs up. Who was that? Asks Lincoln. Mom and Dad, they're gonna be home in 10 minutes, says Lori. Uh-oh, I say. What are we gonna do? Asks Lincoln, panicking. I got this. Luna, a little cleanup music? Requests Lori. You got it, sis, responds Luna. 3 colorful boxes, one red, one yellow, and one purple are shown, with Luna preparing to start the montage. She is also colored in to match the boxes like in the show's opening. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, says Luna. Lori blows her whistle, and everyone does what they can to clean the house. Lana puts the fish back in the tank. Lisa scrubs up the living room with a soap cannon and the help of her tentacle friend. Lenny and Luan untangle the phone wire. Lynn uses the hose to clean the kitchen and then puts it outside. Lola ties up some trash, and Lynn yanks it up on her dirt bike. They do the finish touches and carry everything else away as if the house was the same as it was when their parents left. Good night, Loud House, says Luna. The other sisters go back to their rooms after a crazy Friday night. Their parents are approaching, and just as it seems all is well, there's still a dent in the wall from Lincoln's impact caused by Luna's power cord. The wall! Lincoln sees the painting from the food fight. Lori! Catch? The painting? Oh. Oh, the painting that they made from the food fight when they threw the food at him and he blocked it. Lori catch. Lincoln tosses it at to Lori. Lori catches it and puts it right over the dent. Their parents enter. Wow, I can't believe the house is still standing, says Lynn Sr. What do you expect? Lori's in charge, says Lincoln. Mm-hmm. General Lori knows how to handle things. Oh, crap, dude. Now these guys have to react to JD's very clever, very cool, very humorous, whatever. General Lori, I think that's a good title for her, says Lynn Sr. So what are you guys up to, asks Rita. Oh, we were just about to play a video game. You can't say no all the time, says Lori. Oh, and look at this lovely piece of food art the kids made. Me, Veri, Lainey, and Luan read some books, and Lori, Lily, Eddie, and Lincoln begin to play some Super Mega Brawlers Turbo Fighter 24. Lana comes down, and she had a look of guilt on her face. Lainey asks Lana, "What's wrong, Lana?" Oh, well, what's wrong, Lana? Asks Lainey. I'm sorry I called you a Zugup. It was wrong of me to call you that, says Lana. Apology accepted, says Lainey. Lainey and Lana hugged. Beautiful. Eddie, JD, I saw those cool sauce blasts you had. Did you make those? Um, asks Lana. Double D showed me how to build stuff out of everyday objects and junk. I invented a ketchup squirt gun that fires ketchup like a pistol. I say, can we add this to JD's list of powers? Or just abilities? I guess it's not a superpower, is it? Ed gave me his old junkyard blaster from when we were living out one of Lumpy's science fiction movies. I turned it into a mustard blaster, says Eddie. Like, is this important? This is cool. Double D should teach me how to do that someday, says Alana. I'm sure he would be happy to, I say. You got to admit that this was one crazy night, says Woody. It sure was, Woody, says Ree. Well, it sure was fun, though, I say. Woody does his trademark laugh. The end, another fanfiction done. I wanted to do this one for quite a while. Everything about my grandfather is true. And here I was doubting you. See you next time. Oh, love that. Okay, like and subscribe.